So once again, this is Hamad Al Saad, founder of the Nourishers. The Nourishers is an online directory of lifestyle and well-being experts ready to support people like you in any area of their lives, be it with nutrition, mental health, parenting, relationship, physiotherapy, you name it. We created something that combined all these niches under one umbrella to make it easier for people to find the right help when they need it in one platform. So today's topic is going to be about branding and marketing, but mostly we're going to focus on the branding part. All right, branding. What is branding? Let's start off with the concept behind it. What is a brand? A brand is your identity, something that would help people recognize you no matter where they are. They will understand that this is related to this company. For instance, once you see that Apple, the logo of Apple, you know this is related to Macintosh. When you see the tea, the orange tea, it's related to Talabat and whatnot. So anything that would help people identify you from a logo, from a font, the name of the company, anything that would be uniquely related to you. And this is what a brand stands for. As simple as like this is our logo. The N stands for the Nourishers. I wear my brand with pride, and people understand. Once they see that N, they understand this is related to Hamad. So Hamad Al Saad is known for being a health coach or known for being the founder of the Nourishers. How would you identify a strong brand, and why do you need a strong brand? The brand, as I mentioned, is something to identify you, and with it, the more you put effort into converting it into a strong brand, people will understand or relate to it on any occasion or wherever they are. Whenever they see it, they would be able to relate back to you as a company. And this is something that is very, very needed and very strong to help you as an organization to build loyal customers, to build your organization based on something that's relatable to people, and they will become your ambassadors by talking more about you. And eventually, this is your way of having people spreading that word of mouth about your company because they're able to relate to it, because they like it, because they trust it based on the brand that you created. Just as simple as you don't hear people nowadays say that they're going to use a taxi. They always refer back to, I will Uber to this place or Uber to that place. And when it comes to ordering, people are used to saying, you know what, khalas, I'll order from Talabat. It became something that is second nature to us. And that's the power of branding. The more you kind of build or associate it with what you're trying to do, it becomes as part of people's habit, and they will be able to relate to it, as simple as that, which makes your brand stand out and makes it stronger. One of the main ideas, or let's say main focus points that I would like you guys to understand how to build your brand in a way that it's more connected with people, because eventually what are we trying to do? We're providing a service, a product, like our company provides a service or a product. And who are we serving? We're serving people. So mainly, this is what we're trying to aim with it. If we're trying to provide this to people, then we want them to relate to our product, to trust us, to talk about us. And this all relates down to the brand itself. And to do that, I would like to start off with making you understand even the way that you structure your business always comes down to why you start this business in the first place. What is your story? Why is it that you want to create this service? Why is it that you want to create this brand or this product? So starting with your why would give you the entitlement to create something that is relatable to the market. It will serve a certain cause. It will help people be more emotionally invested in this product. With it, you're building a trust. You'll build your clientele, and with it, you'll be able to penetrate the market with a strong product or a service that might be very useful, and people need it. This is when you build your structure based on a strong why. A strong why is, in my case right now, ultimately, I built my company to help coaches do what they're good at, which is coaching and consulting people, because I wanted to serve as many people as I can. As Hamad, I worked until now with over 300 people myself. Imagine right now, I built a company that has not less than 300 coaches. So imagine how many more people and how much lives we can impact. So my why is to impact as many people as I can in my lifetime. And I'm still limited to one person. Right now, I created an army of people, and with it, we're able to impact more and more and more people. So this is where I built my brand upon. This is something that I want you guys also to understand, that you need to build your brand based on a strong why. It will help you stay motivated. It will help you stay true to yourself. It will help you to start and think about ways to innovate and serve people in a better way. If you are able to understand the proper why behind why you're doing it. And once you understand your why, we go to the next step, which is the how. How are you, or how are you organizing? How is your organization is going to do that and deliver to the people that you're trying to reach out to, and to serve them your product or service. So in our case, what we did is we have a website. So once we identified our why, what I did is I created a management tool and a marketing tool under a website, and this is how I'm reaching out to people and basically reflecting what I'm trying to do through that website. So it makes it easier for me and these coaches to utilize this website and stick to the vision that we want to, which is impacting as many people's lives. And bottom after, like, once you do these processes, then you go to the what. What is it we're trying to do out of all this? Like, we understand, like, we want to create the impact. We have the how we're doing it, and what is it that we're doing. We created a platform where people could go log on to it, find the services they want based on what they need to heal, or let's say what they want to overcome from challenges. And this is what we're doing basically. So it's the mechanism of how you're going to do it. So the minute you identify your why, you know how to do it. Right? So that's the how, and then like the what. So these are the main elements that I would say that makes a strong brand. Like, this is how I want you to look at it, from the core of the business, which is the why, going to the how and the what, not from the what, how, and why. So the main thing that would keep you guys anchored into doing your business and continue doing your business will be your why. So one of the main things I would put a link for you. I would like you guys to watch this video. It's by even Simon Sinek, one of the people that I like listening to, which is called Start with Why. You could find this on YouTube. Listen to the talk. He explained this more in details. Like this is one of the things that inspired me to build my brand utilizing this method or this approach. It's so easy to the point that it looks seamless. But the more you kind of focus your business based on this methodology, you will always look into creating more and more, because your why is so strong and very relatable, and people would always trust you because you're coming from a like from a place of serving, from the place of giving, other than just a place of just monetizing and running behind money. Because more or less, if I change one person's life with a product, or just the experience, these people would always continuously go and talk about me, and they'll try to bring more customers. I don't need to go and invest heavily on marketing. I just need to focus on my business and the way I do things, and people will be inspired by themselves to talk about this business and talk about the way that they experienced my product or service. This is where it will help you always be more innovative. The feedback that you get from people would always be based on how could you make your product better for people, and regarding to the why that you initiated in the first place. So this is the purpose behind the branding, guys. As I mentioned, it's the association people have to your company based on how you present yourself. This is as simple as it goes. Then we have, once you create that brand, then comes down to the strategy, who you are, how you use it, like how do you communicate it, how you position yourself, how could you create the logo, the name, the colors, the fonts. All these come down to the branding and the brand identity that you create for yourself. I want to give you one of the, I'll give you everything that I use that made my life much easier, guys, so that you benefit out of this. This is one of the websites that kind of gives you a step-by-step process on how could you like, it's like branding one-on-one. Like, so this is like a step-by-step process that explains to you exactly like what is a brand, how to focus on the main areas, because we have an hour here, and I just want to give you as much as I can within this hour, and eventually have you guys even talking to me when it comes to your challenges. Maybe some of you already started a business, and you don't see there's any kind of interaction from people. So like this is where I want to help you mostly. But these are some of the resources that you could utilize to help you create a stronger brand. So as I mentioned, one of the main areas then, like once you identify what you want to do under the why, how, and what, then we'll go to the breaking down of the brand, as I mentioned. So we're talking about the name, the logo, the fonts. What is it that would make you so unique that people will be able to identify you? To remind you guys, like see this, it looks like a logo, but eventually it's just the N from the Nourishers. So it's the same N from the font that I used, as simple as that. Once I created the name, people love the name, they love the logo, and I stuck to it. So I did this myself. I didn't pay anything for branding. I didn't pay anything for creating the logo. I went with something that's really connected with me. I went through Google Fonts. I was looking for, like, I love calligraphy. I love fonts in general. So that's why, like, once I created my personal brand, so I started off as Hamad the Nourisher, as a personal brand for me as a health coach, right? So I started this in 2018. I was inspired to create this brand by myself. I didn't go to anyone. I didn't ask anyone. All I knew that I wanted to do my practice. And once I started looking for the logos, I didn't know what that I want. I found this font from, as I mentioned earlier, Google Fonts, and straight away I built. I had the name in the back of my head, and I loved the N and how did it look like. So like that, how simple it came to me, and I straight away launched and started my practice, because I built a good reputation as a brand, which was the Nourisher. Which, if you guys are following me on Instagram, so my Instagram account is this. I'll send it to you. So like this is my Instagram account. It's called the Nourisher BH. Um, Only because the Nourisher without the BH was taken. I took the second best, which was the Nourisher BH. Um, I already established my brand, and because it serves the purpose of health and well-being, and everything that I've been doing for the past 2 years, which is collaborating with other coaches to impact more people. So all my values, all my mission, that to create an impact, was brought forth by the same brand that I created for myself. And with it, all I did for my business, all I did was added an S. So my brand is, yeah, from the Nourisher as an individual. I just turned it into the Nourishers, and with it, I kind of had this community right now, my tribe, under one umbrella and the same logo. And now all these almost 300 plus coaches that I have are all kind of like, some of them have on their bio, you could see in their bios, they put it like, I'm part of the Nourishers, or I'm part of the Nourishers tribe, or they put their logos, they put like their photos with our brands. And this by itself, like, to me, it's something that makes me happy. Like, I created a brand that resonates with these coaches, and they trust, and they even talk about it to on their social media platforms and whatnot. Okay, guys, as you see, this is the N, which is actually from the logo itself. So if you could see our name, which is the Nourishers, I just took the N. It's simple, straight to the point, and like it matches very well when it comes to. No, thank you so much. Okay, since you guys are on, like, you could see this, please follow us, be part of the initiatives and the awarenesses that we're creating. We're creating, as you see, that we're creating a lot of stuff in regard to health and well-being. So by all means, feel free to follow us and be a part of our journey. As you see, anyways, so the logo goes very well with the mission. The name of it also goes with the concept that I built. So the Nourishers. The Nourishers is standing. So what is the Nourisher? Anything, like anyone that uses tools and services to improve people's lives. So this is what the definition, the exact definition of the Nourisher. So what I did is, eventually I utilized the same name, added an S. Now all the people that you see here are the Nourishers, basically. So we have almost 300 plus coaches, as I mentioned, and all of them do the same thing. We are trying to change people's lives to the better. As simple as that. Okay, so right now people understand. Like, once they see that, like, see the logo, like, they understand, like, this is related to Hamad. So even Hamad now, like, I don't need to have, like, I could change my name today, my Instagram handle, but still people are like, oh, this is the guy who owns the Nourishers. Oh, this is Hamad, also known as the Nourisher. This is how the brand, or the identity of the brand, is very powerful and very strong. So this is something that you need to understand, and this is something that would help you position yourself and would let people always relate to you. So, again, so I mentioned earlier about the name. So now you understand the name, the importance of the name, and how you need to be very selective when it comes to the name, guys. In my case right now, um, my name is simple and meaningful when it comes to being in English, but in Arabic, a lot of people don't even know how to pronounce it. You know, for just to have fun, guys. Once you go to our page, go to see the videos, the cooking videos. It's the partnership we had with Talabat. You'll see how the chefs they had difficulty pronouncing the names, our name. So this is where you need to be a little bit cautious when it comes to picking a name. Because let's say you want something that sounds good, easy to remember, and to be easily pronounced. And even though if you could find something that might relate to what you want, as I mentioned earlier, like I would about Uber, this is gonna make people stick to the name of the company, and it will to become a term that people use on their day-to-day life. That's a unique point. That's a unique like a branding to a part of your branding that will be unique. That uniqueness to the name that you kind of use. Again, when it comes to branding, guys, I realized this is something that I've noticed with most of the people that I work with right now, like I mentor them. The problem of investing so much money into marketing and branding. You just remember, guys, you are starting your business. You just initiating the company, so there will be a lot of trials and errors. You don't want to be investing so much money into the brand itself, and within 6 months or 10 months or 1 year or 2 years, you find out this is like there need to be a shift or a pivot in your company, and you would need to change something about the operation, the services or product, and then the name doesn't resemble the product or service you're trying to do. So don't fall in paying so much when it comes to branding and the logo itself, where you are you're wasting so much energy and effort into something that might be changed in a very short time. So don't fall into this trap of everyone telling you you need to have a very strong brand from the start. If you just start simple, and you should be able to communicate with people or your customers in a way that it will put value in your brand. For instance, right now, if like once I started my brand, it was just a name. It didn't have any value to it. It didn't help anyone. It didn't do anything. But because I stand for something that impacts people in a certain way, that helps people improve in a certain way, now people could relate to my brand and how they could use this brand or service to help them in their day-to-day life. So now it gives the brand a value. So this is something that you need to consider. Start simple, start small, come up with your own unique point, I mean, a unique logo. There's a lot of tools, guys, that could help you, as simple as Canva. I'll just need, everything that I talk about, let me send it to you so that you guys could you could use it yourself. So for instance, right now, this website called Canva, you could create every single thing from your logo to your Instagram posts, to posters, to flyers, presentations, portfolios. I built my brand using this. Until today, alhamdulillah, I haven't paid anything when it comes to marketing, branding, whatnot, except for my website. Like my website, after 6 to 7 months, we only invested into rebranding it into something so much better, because I don't have a skill set. And this is where I outsourced it. This is where I invested after knowing the challenges, after knowing the things that I needed to change about the website that we have. Now I know like what we need to do, and that's when I only invested in it. You could do literally anything with this Canva. And there's another simple website, 99. This is the second website. It's called 99 Designs. This could be a starting point for you guys, where you could go, especially when it comes to 99. They'll ask you a couple of questions. What is your brand about? What is the name that you want? What is it that the kind of colors, the services, all these matters, and all these is for free, guys. They will give you a few options that you could use. Some options will be free, some of them might be paid, and even if it's paid, it's going to be something like very like peanuts. You're talking about like maybe some of them are $20 up to 50 or $99, something like that. So using this could be a starting point. This is something that would save you so much time, so much money, and you could start with something, and by time you always could improve. A very important message is don't think that a brand can't be changed. You could start with something. The minute you get to a point where you built a solid foundation, a good amount of clientele, and now you want to like upgrade or evolve that business, you could do it on like a later stage. A lot of companies change their logos, or let's say their brands, every 10 years. Some of them do, or they just enhance it. Like change the colors, the tone of the voice. The tone of the logo and how they want it to represent their company. So these small factors that you could always do on a later stage. So starting simple, starting small is always the way, and you progress throughout the journey. Canva, you could create any kind of content you want. You could create, as I said, posters, presentations, flyers, roll-up banners, even the thumbnails for your YouTube. It's endless. You type whatever design you want, and there's a lot of templates, ready-made templates. You could use them, change the colors, and it's easy. Yeah, it's so easy that it's like just drag and drop. You could upload your own pictures, and you could actually play around with the designs the way you want. Yani, I built my presence and my business based on collaborations. You have 106 people here. Any two people that could complement one another is a collaboration. Let's say if you have someone that's very creative, they're good in business development and coming up with concepts, and on the other hand, you have someone that is good in operations and implementations. The collaboration between these two would create something beautiful. So, as simple as that. If you have a designer and you have someone who is, let's say, good in website building, you could use the designer as a front end designer and the website developer that could build the website based on the customer's needs. That's a collaboration. So collaborations could add so much value if both people share the same vision and the same values. This is the main idea behind collaboration. If it's to serve a certain purpose, then definitely collaboration is much stronger than anything else. If you go to my page, guys, let's say like in NOURISHERS, my personal page, even though I stand for health and well-being and I stand for nutrition, the type of services that I create with other collaborations is to serve a better cause. As simple as, a personal trainer provides a training package. I provide health and nutritional services. So me and him or me and her will create a program that will serve people and help them, be better. So these kind of collaborations, I'm just using this as an example, would lead to the same vision, the same cause, but eventually it will impact people better because you're getting a full-on program right now and not just a partial support, which is from me only. You're getting my support and the other support. And when it comes to us, we're both getting paid. We're both building exposure. We're both having something new and unique right now that other people might want and talk about. Again, it's the type of collaborations that you're looking, because collaborations could be a partnership between you and a company. For instance, if you are a designer company, and you partnership with someone that does containers, boxes, or let's say books, like these kind of books. Let's say you're the designer and these people are doing just a plain books. Like, let's say the book looks like this, and you're a designer and you actually built a collaboration with this company, and all you did is you made this. You see the difference? Which one would you buy? Would you buy a book like this, or you buy a book like this? It serves a cause that would benefit people, but it's using your skill set and the other company's skill set or services or product, and you're combining together so that both of you are benefiting. This is something that's really important, guys. You would never do something that doesn't add value to you, add value to the company that you want to work with, and ultimately you're serving people. So the thing that you're trying to create has to add value to the customers, because at the end of the day, you're selling for the customers. You're selling a product, using your brand, and you want people to relate to it. So everything that you're doing, you're not doing it for yourself. Remember, like, a brand is telling a story. And when you sell the story, people have to relate with it. And when people relate with it, they want to buy into your company. That's the whole purpose of a brand. You say a story that people like, and now they want to be a part of that story by buying your services and buying your product. The question is there selfish collaborations? Definitely there is. Um, how does it work? I mean, people always try to do things for their own good. It's human nature. The majority of givers and takers are, like, the average is very minimal to the takers, to the givers. I mean, um, as a collaborator, if you're willing to create something, or you have someone approach you and they want to utilize your skill set, your services for their own goals and benefits that doesn't align with yours, then they're coming from a selfish, with a selfish intention. When I said earlier, if I have an intention of adding value to you and you're adding value to me, so that ultimately both of us serve people, that's a healthy collaboration. But working with a lot of coaches, like from my end, a lot of people used to come to me so that we create something together. They just keep on telling me, Hamad, we want to do this and we want to do that with you. But at the end of the day, they just want to use, let's say, my platform to build their reputation. That's a selfish act. But at the end of the day, me being me, I try to have a better outcome of it. Like, I try to always find good in people. So even if they're coming in and they come with their selfish intention, I still create a program that is, like a program, a talk, or a recording, or, some sort of a content that will add value to people, because, like, this is me. So I try to utilize their skill set with whatever they want, and I create something that will benefit people so eventually it satisfied me. So eventually it gives them what they want. It gave me some sort of satisfaction because I'm helping others through this initiative that I started with them. And eventually, like, it's a win-win, because let's say if you guys come to my page right now, you read the content, and if it's something beneficial, you've gotten something out of it, like, it serves my purpose. So it's always how you see it, guys. Like, it always comes down to how you're able to identify the intentions behind these people, and how could you kind of turn it to your benefit if there's a way. If not, you cut it off. Selfish collaborations might be very draining, might take so much of your time and effort, and it wouldn't benefit you in the long term. We talked about the branding, the purpose of branding, how to identify your brand. And then we talked about the name and how the name is very important, how it should be simple, very easy to pronounce, and how to choose a name based on how related to it to the service or product you're trying to give. And usually, guys, the name it could have no resemblance. Literally, it could have no resemblance to the brand that you want to create. Like as simple as Apple. What does Apple have to do with phones or computers? It has no resemblance. The story you have behind it could be the purpose behind the brand. Like every brand has a story behind it. So you could utilize that to justify why did you use the name, and with it, eventually, it could stand out and make your brand stand out. So the name shouldn't always be the issue. We talked about the logo, and I gave a couple of options for you to create your own logos, to create the brand, like your brand identity, using these websites free of charge or with a small amount, so that it helps you start with something without wasting so much money. Because remember that maybe you would need to change your brand in the long term. Always try to find something unique about yourself. Your identity has to be unique, that helps you stand out. The brand guidelines, the colors, the font, the way you position your logo, these matters always. People are visual, so the more it's catchy, it's easy to grasp and easy to understand. Usually it connects with people easily. People will always remember you, and the purpose behind building a brand is to have people to remember you. Building a brand or a company comes down to, like we talked about the why, but like the main purpose behind that is you're trying to serve a cause, a problem. This is where what we say is, what are you promising people? You're promising that you're doing something, which is either a product or a service. This should be communicated through your branding. And this falls under what's your company values? Our company values is built upon communication, community. Let me simplify it. It's considerate, conscious communities. These are the main three core values of my company. We want to create a community of conscious, considered people. Like right now, I'm talking to you, I'm creating awareness, I'm making you more conscious about what to do and what not to do. So I'm building that consciousness, and with it together right now, because I'm trying to add value to you, you guys might trust me, might like me, might want to reach out to me, might want to talk to me. So we're building this connection between us, which would eventually create this community of like-minded people that want to be there for one another and want to support each other. So these are the core values of my company, but you could go from the 3 main up to the 5 main core values, and the core values would help you build everything, literally everything that you stand for, based on these core values. And the way that you create your posts, like for us, it's more about empowering people, being more empathetic, knowing the pain points that people go through, and we create programs and we create content based on that. So that whenever you come to our page, you would relate to most of the stuff. Like yesterday, I posted something, peer pressure or fasting under peer pressure. This is something that all of us might go through. Like sometimes when you go to any gatherings, especially in Ramadan, everyone comes in and be like, eat this and eat that, try this sweet, try that. Especially when you're trying to go on a diet, everyone wants to stuff your face with food, and like they don't see your goals, they don't see that you're trying to reach to a certain goal. They don't respect it, and it's like human nature, and especially in our cultures, we show love by feeding, by giving. So when I created that content, my message is to people to understand that you need to set boundaries. You need to learn to say no. You need to understand that if you set a goal for yourself, يعني مو بشرط everyone see things eye to eye. Not everyone gonna see it. So you need to respect it, to give others to respect that for you. So this is when it comes to the core values, and how would you be able to communicate through your content, through your social media platforms. You know, the more people could relate to me, the more people would want to follow. They want to talk about my brand. They want to talk about their experience with us. So people would straight away become your ambassadors for sale. So this is very important. And with that being said, you identify your mission and vision based on what you want to do. So the vision is, as I mentioned earlier, in our company, is building that long-term vision is to impact as many people as we can using all these coaches we have. And the mission is, how are you going to do it? For us, we built a network of all these like-minded experts in one company, so that we use all these people and all their skill set to serve our vision, and with it using these specialties by providing these services, and we are able to impact the people's lives. So like that, people would understand. Once they see our logo, they will understand that Hamad's mission is to bring all these like-minded people in one place, so that people like you could find the coaches and find the services that they want to help them in any area of their life.